Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome. So we're here today with episode 22 of Kindaichi Return. So we're definitely nearing the end of season 1. Now, because of how the case has been going, and kind of how the last episode ended, I do feel like we're nearing the end of the case. But I think there are 25 episodes, so I'm assuming like the final case will be like a short 2, maybe 3 episode case. Because I feel like this has to be the final episode of this specific case. That's just my assumption. But of course, we will see how that all pans out. With that said, though, let us hop right in and see what this episode has in store for us, which I'm assuming is the ending. With that said, oops, 1 second. Okay, that's better. Okay, no, that's fine. Alright, with that said, let us get started with episode 22. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's all fine. Yeah, we are recording. Okay. How are you, Razy? I got my eyes on ya. Look at him just like busting out there and just busting people's heads in. I always thought that was like a strange opening for him to like kind of like bust out of there. But considering that he's supposed to be, framed and whatnot, I guess you could see the thematic relevance of that. I guess. It's always the eyebrow that annoys me the most. Usually it's always this one actually, but yeah. File number 4. I must admit, I do quite like these longer cases, these long case and long files. Well, no. Yeah. But I knew he's gonna flip that. Exposed. I would have said, well, your fingerprints aren't on here. Oh, please do. Please do. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Everyone has such a good motive for all this killing. And now it's this. Okay. The rope. That's a... How would you manage that, though? The room wasn't secure. These guys just teleported. Have you at least got him in cuffs or anything? And then jump off that. For... I knew I shouldn't have opened the window. I mean, you're asking a lot here. You're asking a lot here. But why set him up, though? That's what I don't understand. Well, well, well. You see, there is... so much being set up from like the very beginning, I didn't even catch that. Explain how you did the other cases, though. There would be burn marks, though, if somebody shot you from that close. I mean, that one is understandable. That one, that's not difficult at all. I just thought it was... Damn it, okay. When you think about all... When you think about that... That he was the killer, it makes everything a lot easier. Well, other guys. And here was listening to like the baseball sound in the background, damn it. They fooled me well. They fooled me really well. Exposed in 4K. Why do they always have... One thing I don't understand, right? In any detective show, right? Why do you demonstrate it? If you know how it's done, just bring him to the police office, and then question and explain it there. And when the phone rumbles, ring the phone, rumbles. Yeah, okay. That's a bit convenient, honestly. If that was my thing, that wouldn't land perfect no matter what. It would fail horribly as a murder trick for me. Go then, say what you want to say. Yes, please. Yes, please. I mean, you were complicit with inaction, I'd say. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. You've already been exposed in 4K. All because of a lie as well. That's why he was framing it on Kenmochi. See, I would beat the shit out of him, honestly. At that moment, you threaten me like that, we're going mad. One versus two, I don't care. Just bribes. It was just bribes. At that point, I'd fall in love too. I'm not gonna lie. At that point, I would fall in love too. Look at these creeps. Look at these creeps. Look at these creeps. These absolute creeps. Who just like, just at the window like, hello. These guys are worse than I thought. Like 10 times worse than I thought. Now he should have beaten them up. Should have stabbed them, honestly, in the head. Right there and then. Now he beats them up. Uh-huh. Is that a bee? Oh no. Shelter. Yeah. He should have, from the get-go. All right, okay. After this episode, I'm gonna become moral me. I'm gonna play the moral high ground. All right, like I usually like to not play. Because if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, beat those fuckers up. Let's I mean, you can't fault him for not realizing sooner. That's just kind of a moot point. That is an extremely moot point. Oh, oh my goodness. You. Joyous. Father, what do you mean disappeared? Disappeared! Just dipped. I'm a great liar. Don't you dare. Oh my flipping goodness. Oh, I can't with these people. I can't with the... Yo, I was defending you. I was defending you as a... This guy is the biggest letdown. The biggest letdown. Yeah, there is no way you could have thought about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How the flip do you know that? I mean, we all know who that is, right? It's the, I mean, he looks a little bit different, but... I swear. No. Half man, half demon. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ow. I mean, the plan was too clever, basically. That's what you were saying. That brute strength. Yeah, too late now. He's gonna rot behind the bars. What are you telling him all that for now? I found a letter. Oh, no. That. You could. Ah, you couldn't. This is just a tragic tale. This has become a tragic tale, right? And you didn't think, oh, maybe check that. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh or feel sorry for him. A bit of both, if I'm being completely honest. The guy brought it on himself. But there's so much misfortune that happened to him that's like, bro, this just... It's a hilarious tragedy. A self-inflicted one. It's not... And the bird flies off and is free. A locked room? Oh, well. Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. I mean, I was going to say Kindaichi was like the only person that believed in him, but that's obviously not the case. He was the only person that outwardly could believe in him. Obviously not secretly, because you still got to investigate your own people at the end of the day if you're in charge. I don't know whether there's an ending or not. I mean, besides like the musical ending, I'm assuming not. Although it's like 2 minutes, but I'm assuming not. It's just like ending and then preview. That's my assumption. So what I will say is this. Obviously not the person I expected it to be. Yeah, I made pretty clear who I thought it was till the very end. And I was shocked when that wasn't the case. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to go on my moral high horse here, right? I don't have a horse right now. Just imagine I'm sitting on a high horse right now, okay? Because I need to say something, right? If someone puts you under the arrest, if someone blackmails you, right? Like, oh man, your father's clinic, you know, it'd be a shame if you didn't get any work. If anything of that sort ever happens to any of y'all, right? Say, okay, so what? Flip it. Alright? Flip it. Flip it. Right? Also, I have to say something about the father, like, just disappearing because, man, we don't have work anymore. I'm now gonna go. Like, nah, come on, man. Y'all need to calm down, alright? Y'all need to calm down. Like, as quickly as you lose work, you can also find work. That's one thing that people tend to not evaluate properly. Is that, okay, life may suck, right? We've all been there where we felt like, okay, life is just awful right now. Like, this is the lowest you'll ever feel. This is the worst it will ever get, so on and so forth. The thing is, right, as bad as it may feel sometimes, it can feel as good just as quickly. Life is a roller coaster, and we all think it's a straight line. We all think, okay, it's a straight progressive line. You start kind of here, you know, and then you kind of you become a professional, and then like, oh, okay, you know, your salary goes up, your salary goes up. You start buying properties. You start, you know, living in your own house, and then by the time you're old, you know, you've got your family and your grandchildren, so on and so forth, looking after you. We all think it's like a straight line, and well, traditionally and generally, life is a nice little curve upwards. That's only on like the mega scale. If you actually zoom in into like the macro scale and a micro scale, you see that life is a lot more like this. There is a steady path, but there are highs and lows. There are highs and lows, right? Almost like a roller coaster. You know, you kind of go up. Oh, life is great right now, and then suddenly it can come crashing all the way down. And there are a few things that you always need to take into consideration. One of them is integrity. Integrity is key. Integrity has always been key. Integrity will always be key. And that's why if you ever find yourself in a situation like that where somebody, regardless of who that is telling you, oh, you should be doing X, Y, and Z, because you know what? If you don't, well, your father's clinic may suddenly lose all its customers. Like, just what you should do in that moment is give your father a call, tell him this is the situation, and hopefully, like, ask for advice, and hopefully, right? Hopefully, you'll get good advice, aka you get the advice that says, you know what? We'll manage. We've got our family. You're safe. You're doing well. We'll manage. We can manage, all right? So don't lose your integrity, because once you give in, it's a typical example. Once you give in a little, they've got you by the bottle. One second. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But yeah, what was my point? Basically, it's like the typical example. Like, once you do a deal, once you accept, it's just this one little tiny situation. It won't happen ever again. Once you accept that once, it's a downward slope, because then they've got you by the balls, and then you can't escape. So that's why integrity, it can come at a cost and at a price a lot of the time. But in my experience, and granted, my experience, what experience? But in my experience, it's best if you don't. If you take a firm stand against it, right? That's in my personal experience. With that said, I very much enjoyed this case. Very intriguing. We did have a little bit with like the puppeteer setup. I don't know what we would call it, setup. Maybe, you know, the next 3 episodes will focus on him. I don't know. Maybe that will be second season. I don't know. What I will say is that I very much enjoyed this 4-parter. It was a very exciting, very entertaining, and very, very fascinating case. With that said, though, I will see all of you in the next one, everyone. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, and as always, bye.